We're the world's third largest iron ore pellet producer. Our operations are based in Ukraine. Our high-grade pellet is critical for blast furnace and direct reduction steelmaking processes, and absolutely crucial to be used in the journey towards green steel. We're a high-margin business, cash generative. We've got a good growth program, so we're reinvesting in the business, and traditionally, and we expect to continue to pay good shareholder returns. Our three mining operations are obviously based in Ukraine. Our oldest operation, Poltava, had its 52nd birthday earlier this year, so it's been around a long time. Our second operation, Yerostova mine, we started mining significantly in about 2011. And Belanova, our newest mine, we're doing stripping activities there, which really commenced in earnest in the last couple of years. And that's in the early stages of development, so we're removing overburden there. We now have in our operations about 7,500 people. Most of those, all bar a couple, are Ukrainian people, so people from the local area. And our operations are supported by our local community, which was actually constructed prior to the mine to support the construction of the mine, called Horishny Plavny. We're probably no different than most major mining companies around the world. It's a really interesting period to be involved in mining. Technology and innovation is really coming to the forefront. You're seeing it with the deployment of semi-autonomous drills, which we deployed in 2017. Also in 2017 and 2018, we implemented drones to do surveying and inspections for maintenance, those sorts of things. And more recently, in 2020, we embarked on our first mining fleet autonomy project. We automated our first Caterpillar 793, so 220-tonne trucks, to fully autonomous mode, so they operate in the mine without drivers. It's not new in the industry. I think it's been implemented now for about 10 years, some of these things. And we obviously at Ferrexpo, we're not a huge organisation, so our strategy has been to wait for others to prove the technology and then be very fast followers with the deployment. Iron ore's traditionally been a very cyclical industry. I think what we've seen recently with the pandemic that's played out, it's created more instability in the market. But if you think about the medium and longer term, and you understand what's required of us across the globe in terms of climate change, and in particular decarbonisation, steel is going to be absolutely crucial. And even more important around building the renewables industry that we're going to need to affect decarbonisation across the globe. There's really three key things that you need to think about when you think of decarbonisation. Decarbonisation in terms of producing the pellet, so producing a carbon neutral pellet. There's the logistics, so the transportation of the pellet. And the largest area where we need to focus around decarbonisation is our Scope 3, or the carbon footprint of our customers. In terms of carbon strategy ourselves, in thinking about Scope 1 and Scope 2, Scope 1 for us is diesel and natural gas, diesel used in the mining business, natural gas used in the firing process to create pellets. In terms of Scope 2, we're focusing on our targeted renewables purchasing strategy and installing renewable energy ourselves and we've indicated this with the commissioning of our first 5 megawatt solar farm earlier this year. Ferrexpo's value proposition for investors is a really interesting story. And I think, I don't mean to talk about climate change continually, but I think given the issue of climate change and the need to decarbonise, I think Ferrexpo is uniquely positioned. We often get called an iron ore company. We're actually not a comparable iron ore company. We're quite unique in the fact that if you believe in decarbonisation, you have to be thinking about Ferrexpo or companies very similar or like Ferrexpo as contributing to that green steel story in the future. We have good cash flow, we've regularly paid dividends, and you need to be thinking about the growth story. We intend to double our production, and you need to be thinking that this is where you want to be if you believe in climate change and the need to decarbonise in the future.